Hi guys, welcome to today's video. As you can tell by the title, this is episode 1 of a new series. The working name for the series right now is Health Gains because I really couldn't think of anything else and I thought it was kind of funny, but if you have any other ideas, definitely let me know. So basically what this series is chronicling my journey to regain health and just feel happy and healthy and good and at home in my body again. So if you've watched my last couple of videos, you guys know that I was recently diagnosed with another autoimmune disease called hashimoto's thyroiditis. So this is an autoimmune disease where your body essentially attacks your thyroid, and I've had a lot of symptoms of that, including weight gain, fatigue, irregular cycles and missed cycles. Let's see what else. Acne, bloating, like body temperature fluctuations, just like all sorts of different symptoms, and it's really impacted like my mental and physical health this year, like all of 2017 essentially. So I'm happy to finally have some answers, and I'm excited to really like move forward and work on healing. So that is what this series is all about. I'm going to be talking to you guys about how my training is changing, how my workout or how my eating is changing, all of that sort of stuff. So this is episode 1. If you have any different ideas for the series name, totally let me know. If I pick your idea, I will definitely give you creds. So just comment below if you have any other ideas, but for now it's Health Gains and this is episode 1. So this video is a full day of eating. It's everything I ate yesterday, and before we jump into it, I just wanted to kind of explain like the main dietary changes I'm making. And what you'll probably notice is that I eat a lot of organic things and I eat a lot of gluten-free things. The reason for that is, let me preface this by saying not everyone needs to go gluten-free. I don't think that gluten is the devil or that everyone should cut it out, but I also don't think that it is okay for everyone to eat unless they have celiacs, which is like a really serious allergy to gluten. I think I'm somewhere in the middle of that, and typically when people have Hashimoto's, it's pretty much guaranteed that gluten gives you some sort of issues, and that is because of something called molecular mimicry. And basically what that means is that the molecular structure of gluten looks really similar to the molecular structure of thyroid tissue. So if you have any sort of like sensitivity to gluten, which most people with autoimmune conditions do, then anytime you eat gluten, that puts your thyroid at risk of being attacked because your body will react to the gluten and potentially mistake your thyroid as gluten as well. So it's just really in your best interest to not eat gluten. Depending who you ask, you should be like 100% gluten-free for life and like no exceptions ever. Some people say that you can, like, some people can tolerate it in moderation or like rarely, and I think that's really just dependent on trial and error and seeing what works for you. Maybe I'll be able to incorporate it more down the road, but for now the #1 goal is to decrease inflammation, decrease my antibodies, and overall just like lessen the burden that my body has to work through as far as toxins and sensitivities. So lessening the burden of toxins is the reason why I am going mostly organic. Almost all of my produce right now is organic. A lot of my meat is organic. I'm still getting stuff from Bite Meals, which is my meal prep sponsor, and they have really high quality like meats and produce and stuff. It's not organic, but it is very high quality. So I'm making an exception for that, but otherwise I'm eating like mostly organic produce, oils, meats, grass-fed meats, stuff like that. And that is really to just give my body a break, help it heal, and like lessen the burden of inflammatory or toxin laden stuff. And this is not to demonize food. Like, I don't believe that every single person needs to eat fully organic, but in my situation, my body is like in a fragile state, and my immune system needs all the help and support it can get. So that explains the food choices in today's video, and without further ado, let's get into the full day of eating. Good morning guys, welcome to today's video. I literally just rolled out of bed, so hi, me. Really need to wash my hair, clearly. But I am about to have some bone broth because it is really good for gut health, really good for healing your gut. There's a lot of gelatin and collagen and all that good stuff in there. If you want a more specific video on like gut health and gut healing, I can absolutely do that, but there are a ton of resources out there already. Bone broth is a really good thing to incorporate into your diet if you feel that you need gut healing. So I'm gonna have some bone broth and meditate and do some stuff around the house, and then I will eat breakfast. So guys, I have a confession. I forgot to record my breakfast. I'm really sorry. I haven't done a full day of eating in a while, so I just totally forgot to record that. But I'm going to show you what it was. Okay, so for breakfast, I had 1 cup of this organic whole milk plain Greek yogurt. 1 cup of that is 8 fat, 8 carb, 22 protein. And then on top of that, I had a few sliced organic strawberries and half of a Bite Meals gooey peanut butter chocolate chip blondie, and these are vegan, gluten-free deliciousness. These are the nutritionals if you're curious. So I had half of one of these crumbled on top. Tastes like cookie dough. And then I had 1 slice of this Canyon Bakehouse gluten-free cinnamon raisin bread with about a tablespoon of this reduced fat cream cheese. I also put a little dash of honey on my toast, and that's what I had for breakfast. I'm really sorry that I forgot to record. Won't happen again today, I promise. Now, gonna get dressed, gonna do some laundry, and then I'm gonna go to the gym once all my food digests. Alright guys, I just finished putting some laundry away, getting ready, doing my morning routine. I meditated like I said, and now I'm feeling a little snackish. I'm feeling like I could use a touch more carbs before I lift, so I'm doing a small serving of peanut butter puffins with some unsweetened vanilla almond milk, and that's just gonna kind of top off the tank, and then I'm going to head to the gym. So before I go, I figured now could be a good time to talk about one aspect of my current dietary strategy, and that is, am I counting macros? Am I tracking my food? What is my structure here? And the answer is, I'm not tracking macros. I'm not tracking my food. My number one goal is to heal and get my health back on track. My goal is not weight related. My goal is not body composition related. And the plan that I have with the nutritionist I'm working with does not require me to weigh, measure, track my food. To be honest, the last few months I have been more off than on as far as tracking. Like, being able to intuitively eat has been something that's been a goal of mine for a long time, and I knew something was going on with my health where tracking and trying to diet was not going to serve me or help me get better. I just had a feeling that restricting my calories or stressing about food was not a good idea, and thankfully my intuition was right. So I'm somewhat eating intuitively, but I also have a kind of structure to go off of. It's kind of more so like a template as far as what he wants me to be eating at meals, as far as meal 2 should have 1 protein, 1 carb, and 1 fat serving, and then he gives me like examples of what I could fill that with, and then gives me a list of foods that are like approved and foods that aren't so good. And I have like a lot of freedom, but just enough structure to keep me on track and keep me focused. Again, I can kind of swap things out, I can change it. So basically eating intuitively, and the #1 focus is on food quality and food choices. Yeah, so not tracking macros, not logging anything, but I do have like portion guidelines as far as, you know, a portion of carbs is like the size of a fist, a portion of protein is like your palm, that sort of stuff. So I'm like exercising portion control and being mindful of my portions, but I'm not logging. So with all that being said, I'm gonna head to the gym and maybe I'll take you guys with me for a couple sets.
I shut my eyes, trying not to speak, pretend that I'm dreaming. I smell your breath, not listening, but I still hear you screaming. Going under. One step away till you hear what I'm saying. Sounds like thunder. And the clouds are closing in. You see, I know this, but the last days in real life I've noticed. Losing focus, breaking up from our life as we know it. If someone had told me that I will take off and find something greener, greener than gold. I turn my head and hold it high, but it's making me shiver. He's not like you, don't want him to. He's more like the river.
Hi, Bubby. Hi. Did you just wake up? Did you just wake up?
Post-workout meal is super quick, just literally threw it together in 2 minutes. It is a hamburger salad. So base is romaine salad, and then we have some cucumber, and there are some tomatoes cut up in there too, topped with warmed up 90-10 ground beef. I'm back to eating beef again, per recommendation of my nutritionist, so I'm just listening to him. Also have a serving of this dill and garlic sauerkraut salad. It tastes kind of like pickles because of the dill, and this is probiotic, as you can see, which is really good for gut health. Also have some organic ketchup on there and some natural honey mustard. And then for carbs, I'm snacking on cold roasted sweet potatoes, which I freaking love these. Like, cold roasted sweet potatoes are like candy to me. So I just roasted these with a little coconut oil, sea salt, and cinnamon, and then once you refrigerate them, they're like so mushy and sweet and delicious. I'm also going to have a couple squares of this crispy rice dark chocolate, and this is stevia sweetened, like sugar-free chocolate, and it's super good. Found it at Whole Foods. Alright guys, I am now driving. Clearly, this is literally the only time I have to film, and my eyes are fully on the road. I am running late because that's who I am as a person, and hair is wet, shoved food down my throat, and we're on the way to go get my microblading touched up. I have a whole video on my microblading experience, but I'm going to go get them touched up, and I will talk to you in a bit. Hi guys, I am back home now. As you can see, my brows are fresh and very dark. If you watched my microblading video, they do absolutely fade. When you saw me this morning, I had already had them done for about 6 weeks or so, and so this is my touch-up. Please check out that video if you have any questions about microblading, the process of it. But now we are cooking some dinner. I had some veggies and hummus as a snack to hold me over, because if you don't eat a snack while you're making your other food, I really can't relate. So I'm doing that. I'm drinking some Kavita actually too, which is like a sparkling probiotic drink. This is a Mojita one, and cooking some chicken. So this is chicken that's going to be in some tacos for dinner, which I'm super pumped about. Finished product, and like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but these tacos look bomb. So they are chicken tacos with some stir-fried peppers on there, and then there's also black beans, avocado, cilantro, gonna put some salsa. Then we have some like Mexican blend sauteed veggies on the side. Might have more avocado, haven't decided. And then we also have some salsa. So this is dinner. Are you excited?
Yes, it's really good.
Am I wifey material?